a local government could raise funds, a local government could approach and then could do anything it wants to do. But the state government are taking over that role, and the people have also allowed it. The other thing to also mention that has also explained this circumstance we have found ourselves is the fact that Nigerians really don't understand the importance of the local government. Please permit me to talk about our constitution. The Nigerian constitution has a section that describes what is called the exclusive list. The exclusive list is what can only be done by the federal government. There is a second list called the concurrent list. The concurrent list is the list that can be done by the federal and the state government. Then there is a section that lists the functions of the local government. If you check the Nigerian constitution, the state does not have any distinct role. There is no section that lists these are the sole functions of state government. Let me shock you. Street lights that we praise governors for is a function of the local government. Signage and advertising, that's right. LASA, is an aberration of our constitution, is a function of the local government. One of the state government just introduced Wi-Fi to parks, people celebrated it. Management of parks is a function of the local government, actually. And let me say the one that shocked you. There is no part of the Nigerian constitution that gives the governor the right to do any road. The Nigerian constitution recognizes two kinds of road. He said there is what shall be called a truncated road, which shall be defined by the National Assembly to be a truncated road. And that's why the argument between Minister Fashola and the National Assembly was ridiculous to me. Because there is nothing called federal road. It's only called truncated road, which shall be defined by the National Assembly. The next set of rules were rules put under the assignment of the local government. So, a state governor has no basis based on our constitution to do any road. But you know what will happen is that because if the local government does your street lights, if the local government does your primary school, if it does your roads, if it does your school, the state governors becomes irrelevant. There are airports in the United Kingdom owned by local governments. So when Abu Silika was running up and down that they were tying roads a strong way in Abuja, I was saying that that's what local governments do. So the question that happened is that because the constitution has given a lot of responsibilities to local government, now those responsibilities are direct to your livelihood. If the federal government does not do seaports, you may not know. You don't see it every day. But if they don't pick your refuse, if they don't do your roads, you're going to be in trouble. So the role of government that is direct to your livelihood is in the hands of the local governments. So there's a federal government that has an envious role. There is a local government that has a personal role. And then there's one interesting interloper in between the two of them. Who sits down to struggle with the federal government to get responsibility. Particularly states like Lagos State. Our current acting president took the federal government to court, I think 11 times, over struggling over roads with the federal government. But not one single local government has done that in Lagos State. The last point I want to make is, what the states have now done to now further worsen the situation is to now make laws to stifle funding to the local government. So I give you the instance under former Governor Ahmed Tinubu. We had what they call the land use charge that consolidated all the property rates and taxes in Lagos State, including tenement rates. Before that time in Nigeria, between 45 and 65% of income to local government comes from tenement rates. What happened in Lagos was that Lagos State took over tenement rate and added it. So when people say Lagos State generates a lot of IGI, I said no. Part of it was stolen from the local government system. Part of it is what he should never have touched. But you know what happened in Lagos? All the local government chairmen at that point signed off that. And so what happened is that a people that had responsibility for us, personal responsibility, did not do their responsibility. Then they now signed off their cash cow.
Okay, now let's look at it from this angle. You have said that there's the state government in between the federal and the local government who seem not to have anything to do than trying to grab from here and there. But you mentioned something earlier about the local government system itself, the people running it. Perhaps we have come to this state where we are because the people running it may not have had the kind of experience that they should have. And so they come back to the governor.
Just before he answers that question, we have an update from Chris Elems, one of our correspondents who's covering the elections. We will be taking that update now. Hello, Chris. Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
In answering your question, I'll give you an example. As I sit here, the only ambition that I have that is unfulfilled is to chair my local government. That's Owode in Ogun State. About 30 years ago, I studied the environment and I did a position paper of develop a 10 billion naira development funding plan for Owode. I met the council chairman that was appointed. I gave him the manuscript. He couldn't make sense out of it. He couldn't understand it. It was beyond him. He probably didn't pass KUSAT, okay? And I said, he asked me to explain to him, and I explained. I also nominated some indigenous of that state, of the council, who are popular and well-known and well-doing. He was happy. But at the point that I said, this funding will not be in his care, he lost interest. Why? He didn't see the larger interest of the community as his concern, but for him to be able to steal and misappropriate as much funds as possible. And that's why nobody really looks at local government. You find cases where lawyers and other professionals, they got in there, they messed up. Why? Because attention is largely not on them. We've come to be so lethargic about their roles, as if they are not there and nobody cares. Whereas more care, more concern should be focused in that direction. But because nobody cares, they do all manner of things. Unfortunately, and very unfortunately, I would say, the state governors, they've not helped matters. Why? They pick their henchmen, in the case of appointments, make them council chairman. Even in elections, who are the people being put up by the parties? The people they know. Okay? I tried to contest in Ogun State. I lost. Even though I had a blueprint of what I wanted to do. I lost. And that is the case everywhere. Looking at this gentleman, for him to have been a councillor, you can expect quality service delivery.
Let me go to him. You've been in the system, and in my area, one of the candidates I hear is a resume. All he has on it is that he runs a bar. I don't know, how that is going to play out, but can we also look at the quality of people who come into local government as chairmen and councillors?
Well, yes, the Constitution did not tie your vying to any serious academic level. However, the governors go further to destroy the thing. Section 7 of the Constitution is very clear on how local government should be run. But the governors like to appoint whoever. Section 7 says that the system of local governments by democratically elected local government councils is under this Constitution guaranteed. Accordingly, the government shall ensure their existence under a law which will provide for their establishment, structure, composition, finance, and functions. But you see them having not elected people there. They just say, well, this is a, what do they call it again? Transition committee. And it is allowed. And the president is sitting out there and watching it. A man who swore to defend the Constitution. Now, if young men were to carry guns and say, we're going to stop this, you will shoot them.
Okay. We'll just hold your thoughts there. We'll take a moment and come back to continue whether we should stop them or just let the things be. Don't go away.